Yeah, one time my mom said, you need to get a job. I said, I already have a job. I'm just not getting paid yet.
Basically, I think that, everyone in the world is capable of living outside the role or beyond the roles that they place themselves in, no matter what it is. You're not just a dad. You're not just a banker. You're not just a brother or a son or a convict. It doesn't matter. Like, everyone is bigger, much bigger, infinitely bigger than the roles they place themselves in, and is capable of reaching potential greater than anything they could imagine. Most of the time, people sell themselves short on their goals. If you write down a list,
do you still just sell yourself short sometimes?
Every day. That's the human condition. We think we have a ceiling when it comes to our potential, and the truth is that there is no ceiling.
I think you gotta have a dream first. For me, it always starts with a dream, because I can go through any adversity when I have a dream, something I'm passionate about. When I'm not excited about something, then I want to give up, or I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I want to go back to thinking about my dream.
Right.
And so I think first we have to figure out what is our dream and go on a journey and a path to achieving that.
I'd always say, I kind of give out the same advice about first being a self-motivator, getting out there, and because there are so many naysayers, there's so many haters, there's so many people that are gonna say you can't do this, there's so many people who love to poke holes in everyone's ideas, that you have to build yourself up every day. You have to be the one to say, no, this idea is brilliant, this will happen, this is gonna, speaking it into existence. You gotta step out there and literally make something out of nothing. Create it if you want it, be it, live it, walk it, generate it.
Do you think that that's one of the keys to success, or it has been for you, just claiming it and speaking it into existence?
Yeah, walking the walk, man, being about it. Even that idea of faking it till you make it. I mean, that's what hip hop was built on.
Right.
When you think about it, you gotta really step out on it, and when others are gonna say, nah, you can't do it, say, nah, it can be done. It just hasn't been done before, and I'll be the first.
I'm a believer, bro. I see things and I want to make them real. No matter how hard it takes, no matter what obstacles, no matter how many embarrassing meetings I have to imagine is happening when I leave. Doesn't matter. I'm a doer and a freaking make it happener.
Look, everyone has a problem with time, but the day has 24 hours and we sleep 6. Now I know there's some out there that say, whoa, I need 8. Well, I say just sleep a little faster, because the bottom line is we have 6 hours of sleep, 24 hours are available, so you have 18 hours now available to your work, your family, your hobbies, and also to learn something new or to do something new, which could easily be that you want to learn a new language, or that you want to read as a New Year's resolution, I have to read a book every week, or you say, I'm gonna go and reshape my body. So you're gonna go and take this hour out of your schedule and say, I'm gonna train an hour every day. So this is, for most people, a huge challenge, but it is totally doable, I can tell them, because the kind of things that I did when I came to this country, I mean, I went to school, I was working in construction, I was working out my 5 hours a day, I was taking acting classes from 8 o'clock at night to 12 midnight. I was doing all of those things. I wanted to make sure that out of the 24 hours of the day, that I don't waste one single hour. Those hours were too precious. And so there I just want to tell people, don't give me this thing, I have a difficult time with the time and I don't have time for this and I don't have that. You have time, you make the time.
Dopamine is the feeling that you found something you're looking for, or that you accomplished something you set out to accomplish. So you know that feeling you get when you cross something off your to-do list? That's dopamine. Feels awesome. You know when you have a goal to hit and you achieve that goal, you're like, yes! You feel like you've won something, right? That's dopamine. The whole purpose of dopamine is to make sure that we get stuff done, right? The historical reason for dopamine, we would never eat if we only waited until we got hungry, because there's no guarantee that we would find food. So dopamine exists to help us go looking for food. We get dopamine when we eat, which is one of the reasons we like eating. And so when you see something that reminds you of something that feels good, we want to do the behavior that helps us get that feeling, right? So let's say you're out there going for a walk and you see an apple tree in the distance. You get a small hit of dopamine. And then what it does is it focuses us on our goals. And now we start walking towards the apple tree. And as the apple tree starts to get a little bigger, we feel like we're making progress. You get another little shot of dopamine and another little shot of dopamine until you get to the tree and you're like, yes! Okay? This is why we're told you must write down your goals. Your goals must be tangible. There's a biological reason for that. We're very, very visually oriented animals. You have to be able to see the goal for it to biologically stay focused, right? If you don't write down your goals, if you can't see your goals, it's very hard to get motivated, to get inspired.
One of the greatest enemies of fulfillment of purpose is procrastination and broken focus. If you start now and you say 365 days from today's date, this is what I want to accomplish, and you do one a day, Paul said, focus. This one thing I do, I'm focusing. You do one a day. At the end of 1 year, you will have made 365 steps towards fulfillment of purpose.
Have a vision for why you're studying so hard. Because you're going to be working really hard when you study. You know, some nights you're going to be working really hard, getting really exhausted. You have to keep the ultimate vision in mind of why you're doing all this stuff. Never lose sight of that. That's really important.
It's all about the perseverance of somebody. That will override any endeavor. If you throw shit against the wall, eventually something will stick. You guys that have this potential, don't have this potential, you know, that shit dies. What continues to last forever is a perseverance to always show up. That's what champions do. Every single champion is the same as every ordinary person. The only differential is that they show up to the event every single day. They see failure as a learning curve. They welcome failure. You learn more from failure than you ever will from success. So showing up and getting knocked on your ass, finding intestinal fortitude, stand back up and face that endeavor is going to be the overriding factor that makes a difference. How do you know when you're doing those things? The small things in life add up to those big monumental things. When I say the small things, it's a character building block, that your name means something. You hold value to your name. If you drop trash on the ground, you pick it up because that's your responsibility. You hold value to yourself. When you shake someone's hand, you look them in the eye and give them a firm handshake because you're here for a purpose. Everything you do to the best of your ability. It doesn't matter what you're doing, it's the fact that you're doing it, so therefore it means something to you. And that's the perseverance, showing up every single day. That will always achieve your goal. It doesn't matter what you're born with, it doesn't matter your potential, how much, the silver spoon of money you have. All of that can be attained if you show up and you're willing to risk failure for success.
You see, most people never go after what they want because they don't know every step they have to take to get there. I want you to think of a person going up the side of a wall of ice. Now, the only rule for reaching a goal that you have to know is knowing where you're going and knowing that you're going to get there. You do not have to know how you're going to get there. You just have to know the first step to take. And when you take that step, you're going to find that your conditions, your circumstance, and environment will change. Then you see how you have to make the next step. It's a matter of adapting all the time. You only have to know two things. You have to know where you're going, and you have to know that you're going to get there. You've got to see it in your mind. Now, this is the beautiful scenario. This is what it's all about. Save that in your mind and think of it often. Think, every time you think of your goal and you're trying to figure out how you're going to do it, what's the next step? That's all you really have to know. One step at a time.
I want you to know that you're blessed and highly favored, and that as you go toward the future, begin to know that you have greatness within you. And if just one of you here begin to envision yourselves as being blessed and highly favored to reach your goals, if just one of you capture the essence of what that means, that you have greatness within you and a responsibility to manifest that greatness, that you can make your parents proud, you can make your school proud, you can touch millions of people's lives, and the world will never be the same again because you came this way.
Listen to me carefully. Stop procrastinating. Focus on your goals. When you focus on what you want, what you don't want automatically leaves your life. Don't focus on eliminating anything. Focus on creating what you want. So you're either going to spend all your energies eliminating what you don't want, or you spend your energies creating what you want. We all have alibis. We're all busy. Busy doing what? I'm going to challenge you. Stay focused on your goals. And if you don't have goals, write your goals. Where should your goals come from? Your goals should come from your vision. Where should your vision come from? Your vision should come from your purpose. If you don't know what your purpose is, you're not going to have a vision. If you don't know what your vision is, you won't have the right kinds of goals. And so that means that you're going to be busy like the rat in the rat race. And your next year is going to look like your last year.
I did not become successful with two-family household with the income $250,000. I was homeless. I was knocked out. I was kicked out of school. I was told never to return. I did this in the midst of trials, in the midst of tribulations. Nobody gave me this. I earned it. Life wasn't a crystal stair for me. Didn't nobody give me a network. I earned a network. I know Warren Buffett because I worked my way to Warren Buffett. I worked my way to Dan Gilbert. I worked my way to the NBA. I worked my way to the NFL. Everybody say, E, how did you crack the code? I grinded my way through the code. That's how I cracked it. I got up every day at 3. At Monday I grind, Tuesday I grind. I don't care what the economy is doing. I don't care who the president is. I don't care who the governor is. I don't care who the mayor is. My mama ain't counting on the governor. My wife ain't counting on the president of the United States of America. My wife ain't counting on the mayor. My wife ain't counting on the commissioner. My wife counting on me. When I walk out that house, she's counting on me to bring home the bacon.
I have to tell each and every one of you that it doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are, your age, you can achieve anything that you set your mind to. And I always say, if I can do it, anyone can do it. And the reason that I always say that, because I didn't grow up with things being handed to me. I had to work hard, I had to dedicate myself, and I had to be determined, and I was. Even outside of sport, it could be education, it could be business, it could be anything. It requires discipline and hard work and determination, and most importantly, it requires self-belief, because like me, some people might not believe in you, but you have to believe in you. And sometimes you're going to be your own cheerleader, and you have to be your biggest and your best cheerleader. So to all you young athletes, take that to heart and never stop believing in yourself, and really always support who you are.